Hi, I'm Josh and I'm going to take you through our BANDFIT Essentials 12-week training program using our BANDFIT resistance bands and our BANDFIT grips designed specifically for loop resistance bands. However, our first exercise today is going to be a squat. We're not going to use the grips for the first exercise, but I am going to use two bands to show you that you can do this exercise with a little bit more resistance. So this is the infinity squat. It's my favorite. There are a bunch of ways to squat with resistance bands. This and overhead squats are my favorite, but this is the easiest to do. So this is what I'm going to show you. Twist the band so it's an infinity and then put it on your forearms there. Now, the closer to the elbows, the easier this exercise is going to be. The closer to the wrists, it's going to be pulling you over at the same time and working your lower back. So just find that middle ground, like so. Keep strong, brace your core, pull your shoulder blades back a bit. All right, 1. If you can't go all the way down, just go to where you can. 2, maybe even there. 3, or if you can, go all the way down. Power up. Really pull that forwards when you get to the top. It's almost like doing a good morning and a squat at the same time, which is why it's one of my favorite exercises. And it gets hard pretty fast. And you don't have that danger of having 120 kgs on your back or even 80 kgs where you can slip a disc or something like that. You can easily do this at home without anyone else around, and you're gonna get a good workout. Boom, that's our first exercise. All right, our second exercise, we're gonna be using BANDFIT grips. So we're gonna be using 2 grips at the same time. Whenever I'm using 2 grips, I always say, put them out in front of you like this. It's much easier than trying to put them in at the side. So we've got 2 grips, slide them out into position. See how my thumb's over so they don't fall off. We're gonna stand on the band. We're gonna make sure our hand is over the opening of the grip. You don't want the opening of the grip facing down, otherwise the band's just gonna fall out. We're gonna go front and side raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now with this one, if you want to scale the movement, which means make it easier, just bend down a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to make it a little bit harder, just move your feet out a little bit. It's going to be too hard. For me anyway, you might be stronger than me. That's fine. 4, 5. If you really struggle doing that movement, you can always just do 1. So you can put more slack on the band. Do it like this. 1 arm at a time, and then swap it over. It's a lot easier. Just work out what's best for you. All right, our next exercise is going to be a lat pull down, again using 2 grips. I've already got my band up on our dual purpose door and pole anchor. Now when you're doing this, you want to put a bit of tension on the band before you apply the grips. Applying the grip when there's no tension, it's just a little bit fiddly. So just pull it a little bit, put tension on there. Now you're essentially going to be doing a lat pull down like you would at the gym. 1. The cool thing about it, 2, is that you can rotate your hands and work different parts of your back. So if I pull out there like that, it's working slightly higher on my back. I won't get into all the muscles, won't complicate it. Now, if I want to get different parts of the back, just roll my hands around a bit. Boom. Let's get in the lower parts of my lats there. And again, squeeze it at the back. Better go a little bit slower there and just let it stretch. Because bands have linear variable resistance. Unlike cables, which have the same resistance the whole way, this gets a little bit harder as you go through. And the heaviest point of the band is when you're right there. Back up here is not really doing a lot. So you really want to focus on getting that squeeze. Back here, I've completely lost count. So I'm going to stop that exercise, get rid of 1 grip, loop the band through itself. This time we're going to do single arm chest press. Now in one of our earlier workouts, which you can check out, I did a chest fly. So that was with my arm further out, elbow slight bend, like that. This one's going to be a bit different. We're going to press with this one. So we're going to have our elbow up the same high, arm bent, the same high arm bent, with chest right next to your grip there, and then just push it out. Start really light with this one, because what you're going to find is that you're going to be using a lot of stabilizer muscles that you might not have used before. But what you want to do is just get used to the movement on a light band first before moving up. Now this doesn't look like it's that hard. And it doesn't look as impressive as bench pressing 150 kgs, but it's very beneficial. It's really working all the different parts of my chest, getting a really good stretch. And obviously, I'm not going to injure myself doing this one like I could with a bench press, which I have done in the past. All right, we want to do the other arm as well. Brace your core here. Now, to make this a little bit harder, just move a little bit further away. Easy. That's what I love about bands. You can scale mid-set. Let's say we get to that 6th movement and it's getting a bit hard. We can move it back just a touch. Knock out the last handful of reps and really focus on the exercise. You don't want to be too far out, just all over the place. We want controlled, stable movements, working all those stabilizer muscles and getting your overall strength in a good position. Boom. One more exercise. We're going to go back up, untie the band a little bit. We're going to use 2 grips for this one. Once again, we're going to just be doing a tricep pull down. So you might have seen this one at the gym again. Apply a little bit of tension to the band. Put your BANDFIT grips on the band. Get far enough away so that you've got a bit of tension there. And you're going to be doing the tricep pull down. 3, 4. Now, depending on the height that you have this one, you might just want to go down on your knees and really work it going down. See, like we did with the other exercise, you can change the position of your hands. Tricep, 3, try. You've got 3 different muscles you can hit. So depending on how your hands are placed, you can hit different parts of that tricep. Keep your elbows locked in when you're going back up so that you're really working the tricep on that movement down. And the good thing about using resistance bands for triceps is that you can really get a good stretch, which is going to activate more growth as well. If you're a beginner, do all of that twice. Intermediate 3 times. For advanced, see if you can get through 4 times. It gets pretty challenging.